Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's late at night and I'm ready to go to bed, but I just need to get some thoughts out before I go to sleep because I think the opinions I have of this drama has been keeping me awake and I couldn't sleep. Hopefully, this will help me get my peace of mind. The reason I'm wearing a sunglass is because my light bulb was directly above. So it hurts my eye if I just am here lying down without it. So it's time to do a unscripted, unfiltered drama review. The drama that I want to talk about today is the Turkish drama that began airing, I think, 2024. Yes, and their second season finale just aired a couple of days ago on my birthday. Woo woo. This video will briefly talk about my thoughts on season 1, season 2, but I want to deep dive, well, not deep dive, but I just have like a strong opinion on how the drama ended. So let's start with a plot. Our female lead, who is recently widowed, she flies to Turkey with her small child. I think he's about 5 or something. They fly to Turkey in order to bury her late husband because that's his last will. He wants to be buried in his homeland in their family cemetery. She meets the male lead, who is the female lead's late husband's brother, in order to protect her son. She marries the brother of her late husband. Yeah, and you probably guessed that they eventually fall in love in the later episodes. And since this is unscripted, I don't know the leads' names. So I'll just, as you can tell, this is a very makjang drama. As many of Turkish dramas I've noticed, it's mostly about forbidden love. And it's mainly focused on the drama that happens within the family. There's always the overbearing parent, and there are a lot of enemies that don't wish well upon the leads, and the main conflict comes from that. Season 1 was very good, I will say. It took me by surprise because the plot is something that I usually don't enjoy. I hate the complicated family drama. That's why I don't watch weekend Korean dramas anymore. But I think the new cultural background of this drama, I think this is one of my first earlier Turkish dramas. And I was just so fascinated by the language, by the landscape, beautiful setting. And I was fascinated by the culture. I was really fascinated by the language and how they express love, how they express hate. It's very colorful. And I think this is like a very unique Turkish drama in terms of the setup of the main leads, because these two leads are getting a second shot. Not that they met before, but they're getting a second chance in love. The female lead lost the late husband, and later in the episodes, we find out that the male lead also lost or let go of someone he loved in the past, and they thought it was just going to be a marriage of convenience, but they unexpectedly fall in love. So it's like two mature adults like falling in love. So that was really interesting because I've noticed that either there's a older man and a much younger woman. Season 1 follows an original source. It's an adaptation of, I think, an Arabic show. I don't know. I did not do my research, but it has an original source material, which is why the storytelling was consistent and the conflicts that the leads face makes sense. Season 2, they have to create more stories and conflicts in order for the show to go on, so it deviates from it. And I think that is the core problem of season 2, because they brought back the dead husband. They tried making him the main conflict of 4-hour lead's love story, because by season 2 they already fell in love and they confirmed their love, but I guess it didn't work out. I don't know why they didn't choose him to be like the main person that divides their relationship. I don't know, I'm still confused. I think they did not know what to do with him. And in season 2 they bring back our male lead's first love. She's also very passive and I'm like waiting for her to do something because she's just being pushed around by her sister and matriarch of our male lead's family. But I continued watching because one, lead actors are good. They're really good, and I think they casted them really well. And they're very charismatic. I think the female lead, fits that independent woman, lived abroad, have different cultural backgrounds type of character. But as for the male lead, I saw complaints in Reddit. Yeah, I've been going into Reddit to search for comments and news for Turkish serials because where else am I going to get news and a sense of community? But anyways, a lot of them complained that the male lead doesn't fit visually and physically what the head of a mafia family looks like. But I think that's just the visuals. He carries that aura really well, and I think I disagree with that comment. And their chemistry off the charts. Off the freaking charts. And like I said, in season 2, the writing's not that very good. And the obstacle they present to the main couple seems very random, very out of place. And now I want to go to episode 63, which is the end of season 2. Let's talk about it. A lot of things happened. A lot of people got shot. First, Miriam, who is the male lead's first love. And I think she's alive because she got shot like in the lower stomach area. And we got Shaheen, who's the male lead's cousin, but also the lover of the male lead's sister. Not lover, they're already married in this season. And I think he died. He got shot in the heart because the actor chose to exit the show. We also got, what's his name? Boran, the female lead's now alive scumbag ex-husband and the male lead's older brother. He got shot in the head. He got shot by his mother. I don't know if he's coming back. I haven't read about him exiting the show, so I don't know. Maybe they just got rid of him because he's not an effective antagonist to the story. And Demir, who is the husband of the male lead's brother's first love. I know, it's very complicated. He got put to sleep by his wife, who is the male lead's brother's first love. He got sedated by her and she pushed his car off the cliff and made it seem like it was an accident. And it seems like they're setting her up to be the antagonist for the male lead's family in the third season because she gave birth to the male lead's brother's daughter, but the male lead's younger brother is like out of it. I'm kind of very sick of him. I'm sick of the other couple, like the male lead's younger brother and the male lead's younger sister. I'm like so tired of them. It's just a repeating process. I think it's because they're causing too much conflict for main leads that are very unnecessary. And Alia left. Our female lead left. I don't know if she would ever make it abroad. I don't know if she has to take a connecting flight to Turkey to Canada or if there is a direct flight from wherever part of Turkey. If the airport in Turkey that she went to have a direct flight to Canada. I don't know. And I've always expected her to get on a plane or leave by the end of season 2, but how they went about it just pissed me off. I think I could have wrote a better episode. So the way it happened was Miriam, the male lead's first love, called her out saying that, she has something important to say to her on the day of her wedding. So the female lead met Miriam, and then she found out she was in the car with Boran and Miriam's bitch of a sister. Who's very ambitious, who's pushing and guilt tripping Miriam into doing things that she doesn't want anyway. So they tell her that Miriam's son, I think Sarhat is the name of this Miriam's son, is actually, might be, well, it's not confirmed, but they told Alia, the female lead, that information, like it's a fact, that he is Chihan, who's the male lead's son. And at first, I was okay with her reaction. Like, okay, I can accept that. And if he is my soon to be husband's son, then we will treat him right and he will decide on whatever matters. He will protect you, whatever. We can go to him and discuss it. But then the female scumbag ex husband tells her that if she doesn't run away now, he's going to marry Miriam and raise Chihan's son, possible son, to be his enemy and he's gonna hate him forever. And then that is when she folded. Like, ugh. If it was me, I would have definitely clocked her scumbag ex-husband. Where did you find the audacity to make threats? Because whatever you tried to do, everything that you've done to try to ruin the male lead and me, the female lead, didn't work. He accomplished nothing. He has no power. He has no backing. He burnt bridges, and the male lead had to clean up all the mess that he made. So, like, what power, what connection? I would have told the male lead's first love, Miriam, that he's full of shit. Can't rely on him for anything. And then I would have brought everybody to the house and, discuss the newly known fact. And then the male lead's mother is going to do her usual tactic of ruining everything and doing whatever she wants. And then Alia, our female lead, is going to get a reality check that the little bliss that they had in the beginning of the episode and the days leading up to their wedding ceremony is a dream, is an illusion. It's never going to end. People are not going to want them to be happy, and she'll never have a peace of mind. And the fact that Sarhat is Jihan's son, which is unconfirmed, her son's life is going to be complicated, and that she's sick of it. She just gets a reality check and she'll make a deal and will leave. But Jihan, the male lead, will eventually try to stop her, and he will get on his knees and beg her not to go. And because he genuinely loves her, he will let her go. And I think that would have been a better ending to season 2. But I am still looking forward to season 3. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm curious on how the writers are going to continue the story. I'm in love and obsessed with our main lead couple. So much so that I rewatched episode 1 through 16. And I think the series peaked at episode 16 when Shuhan and Alia are still arguing about sleeping in this single couch, a chair. They realize that they're falling in love with each other, but they're still trying to deny it. Alia tells them, I really can't sleep in the bed. And Jihan tells her, like, I won't touch, I won't look, not, I can't explain, I cannot put into words. You guys gotta have to watch it. So I think that's it. Good night.